Good morning, dear students. Class ninth. Today we will start our fourth chapter of Moment in the Kingdom of Fools. It is believed that fools are so dangerous that only very wise people can manage them. Who are the fools in this story and what happens to them? We will discuss in this chapter. In the kingdom of fools, both the king and the minister were idiots. So there was a kingdom of fool, and in that kingdom both the king and ministers were idiots. They didn't want to run things like other kings. So they decided to change night into day and day into night. They didn't want to run things like other kings because they were fools. And that's why they decided to change night into day and day into night. They ordered that everyone should be awake at night. Means the minister and the king ordered in the kingdom that everyone should be awake at night till their fields and run their business only after dark. They ordered that they have to wake up at night and they have to cultivate their field and run their business only after the dark, and go to bed as soon as the sun came up. Anyone who disobeyed would be punished with death. And he also ordered that if anyone is not following this order, he will be punished with death. The people did as they were told for fear of death. And as the king ordered in the kingdom to do like this, the people of that kingdom, they started following because they were feared of death. The king and the minister were delighted at the success of their project. And when the people of the kingdom started following the order of the king, the minister and the king, they became happy because their project was success. One day a guru and his disciple arrived in the city, means in that kingdom where the fool king and the minister were living. One day a guru and his disciple arrived in that city. It was a beautiful city. That the kingdom of fools, that was a beautiful city. It was broad daylight, but there was no one about. And when they reached there, they arrived there, the guru and disciple, they saw that there was no one about. Everyone was asleep. Not a mouse stirring. Even a mouse was not moving there. Even the cattle had been taught to sleep by the day. And even the cattle were also ordered to sleep by the day. The two strangers were amazed by what they saw around them and wandered around town till evening. When they reached there in the kingdom, they felt amazed what they were seeing around them till evening, when suddenly the whole town woke up and went about its nightly business. And in the evening, the whole village, the whole town woke up and went to their work, to their business. The two men were hungry, the guru and disciple. They were hungry. Now that the shops were open, they went to buy some groceries. To their astonishment, they found that everything cost the same, a single dudu. When they came, the guru and his disciple came in the kingdom of fools. They were hungry and they went to shop. The shops were open. They went to buy some groceries. Their astonishment, they found that everything cost the same dudu. And as they went to the shop, they found that the cost of everything is same, a single dudu, means single coin, single rupee. Whether they bought a measure of rice or a bunch of banana, it cost a dudu. And the Guru and his disciple were delighted when they listened, when they hear that the cost of everything is same. They became happy. They were delighted. They had never heard of anything like this, because they were happy because before that they never listened, they never heard that like this they could buy all the food they wanted for a rupee. And they were also happy because they could buy all the foods they wanted for a single rupees. When they had cooked and eaten, the Guru realized that this was a kingdom of fools, and it wouldn't be a good idea for them to stay here, because and as they cooked their food and eaten, they realized that this is the kingdom of fools and it is not a good idea to stay here for a long time. This is no place for us. Let's go. Here the Guru said. He said to his disciple, Guru said to his disciple that this is the kingdom of fools and it is not good to live here or stay here. But the disciple didn't want to leave the place. Guru wanted to leave the place, but a disciple didn't want to leave the place. He wanted to stay there because he was getting everything in a single dudu. And the things were very cheap. Everything was cheap here. All he wanted was good and cheap food. And the Guru said, they are all fools. This won't last very long, and you cannot tell what they will do to you next. But the disciple wouldn't listen to the Guru's wisdom, because that Guru wanted to leave the kingdom, but disciple didn't want to leave the kingdom. And the Guru told his disciple, he wouldn't listen the Guru's wisdom. He wanted to stay there. The Guru finally gave up and said, do what you want. And ultimately, Guru left the kingdom and disciple stayed there in the kingdom of fools. And the Guru told him, do what you want, I am going, and left the kingdom. The disciple stayed on, ate his fill every day, bananas and ghee and rice and wheat, and grew fat like a street side sacred bull. And the disciple stayed there, and he used to take everything. He used to take food, different kinds of food, because everything is available there in a single dudu. And after few days, after few months, he grew fat like a street side sacred bull. One bright day, a thief broke into a rich merchant's house. He had made a hole in the wall and sneaked in, and as he was carrying out his loot, the wall of the old house collapsed on his head and killed him on the spot. One day what happened? One bright day, a thief broke into a rich merchant's house. There was a merchant house in that kingdom, and one thief broke into the merchant's house, and he had made a hole in the wall and sneaked in. He made a hole in the wall in the merchant's house. A thief made a hole in the merchant's house and entered silently in his house. And as he was carrying out his loot, the wall of the old house collapsed on his head. And as he wanted to go out after loot, the wall of the old house collapsed on thief's head and killed him on the spot. His brother ran to the king and complained, And your highness, when my brother was pursuing his ancient trade, a wall fell on him and killed him. This merchant is to blame. He should have built a good strong wall. You must punish the wrongdoer and compensate the family for this injustice. And as the thief was killed by the collapse of the old house wall, his brother, means thief's brother, went to complain to the king and told to the king that, your highness, when my brother was pursuing his ancient trade, means when my brother went for trade, a wall fell on him and killed him. And this merchant is to blame. And he blamed to the merchant that this merchant's wall had killed my brother and he should have to build a good strong wall. And you must punish the wrongdoer and compensate the family for this injustice. And he also complained that the merchant should have to build a good wall, a strong wall, and you must punish the wrongdoer. Who is the wrongdoer? You have to punish the wrongdoer and compensate. And I want to be repaid the family for this injustice. The king said, justice will be done. When he complained, the thief's brother complained about his brother. The king said, justice will be done. Don't worry. And at once summoned the owner of the house. And at once he called the owner of the house, means he called the merchant whose house was collapsed on thief's head and he was killed.